Have you ever walked into your own home and felt like a stranger? Like the walls still held your memories, but the air had shifted, quietly, deliberately, without your permission. The night I realized my marriage was over wasn't the night I said the word divorce. It wasn't even the night my husband's parents dragged their suitcases across the hardwood floors my father had installed with his own hands. It was the moment I saw my mother, my proud, capable, once laughing mother, slip on her coat and quietly leave the house just to make space for people who had no right to claim it. My name is Caroline Mercer. I'm 39 years old, and this is the story of how I almost lost my home, my marriage, and my dignity in the same year, and how I decided I would not lose myself. My father died on a cold Thursday in February. A heart attack. No warning, no goodbye. 1 minute he was lecturing me about changing the furnace filter, the next he was gone, just like that. For months after, the house felt like a museum of him. His reading glasses still rested on the corner of the desk in his study. A yellow legal pad with half a grocery list, milk, batteries, ask Caroline about taxes, lay beside it. His slippers remained tucked neatly beneath the recliner in the downstairs den. My mother Elaine stopped cooking for a while, stopped humming while she folded laundry, stopped correcting my grammar. She moved slowly as if sound itself might shatter her. I tried to be strong for her. I've had health problems since my late 20s, autoimmune issues that flare up unpredictably. I work from home as a medical transcriptionist because some days I can't stand long enough to cook, let alone commute. My income fluctuates. Some months I'm fine. Other months I'm calculating every prescription refill like it's a gamble. Living alone was never realistic for me. So when I married Daniel at 28, and my parents suggested we move into the renovated family house instead of struggling to buy our own place, it felt like security, stability, a way to build something together. The house is 3 stories. My parents redesigned it 10 years ago. The first floor has a bedroom suite my father insisted would make agging easier, wide doorways, grab bars, even a little sitting nook. His study was down there too. The second floor is the heart of the house, kitchen, laundry room, living room with big bay windows. The third floor became mine and Daniel's space, 2 bedrooms and a small bathroom, our little kingdom. For years it worked. My father was strict but fair. Daniel was charming, good with jokes, careful with my dad. My mother made sure not to hover. We lived like respectful roommates who happened to be family. Daniel knew about my health. He knew about the children we couldn't have. He held my hand through appointments and told me we were enough. But grief changes people. Sometimes it reveals who they've always been. About 3 months after my father's funeral, Daniel started spending more time on the second floor. At first I thought it was loneliness. Maybe he missed my dad's presence. They'd argue about politics, but there was a strange mutual respect there. One evening I found him stretched across the downstairs couch, remote in hand, a half-empty beer beside him. "Why are you down here?" I asked gently. "Mom usually watches her shows at night." "She's not here," he said without looking at me. "Relax. It's her space. It's a couch, Caroline, not a throne." He began drinking more frequently, falling asleep in the living room, leaving dishes in the sink for my mother to quietly wash the next morning. When I confronted him, he shrugged. "If she wants the room, she can say something." But my mother wouldn't. She started going upstairs earlier, or stepping out for evening walks that lasted too long. A year passed after my father's death. Slowly, Mom began smiling again. She joined a book club, bought a bright red scarf. I felt hope creeping back into the house. Then one night, everything shifted. Mom and I had gone grocery shopping. We were laughing about something silly, the price of strawberries, I think, when we opened the front door and saw the first floor hallway lit up. The door to my father's study was wide open. His desk was gone. The shelves were empty. In their place sat 2 unfamiliar suitcases and a mismatched dresser that looked like it had survived the Reagan administration. Cardboard boxes towered against the wall. My stomach dropped. I walked upstairs slowly, each step heavier than the last. Voices drifted from the living room, Daniel's laugh, a woman's high-pitched cackle. I stepped into the room. Daniel sat at the dining table with his father, both holding beers. His mother, Patricia, was perched on the couch. "Oh good, you're back," she chirped. "We were just getting settled." "Settled," I repeated. Daniel stood up casually. "Can we talk in the hallway?" In the hallway, he spoke like he was explaining a minor scheduling conflict. Mom and Dad aren't getting along with my brother's wife anymore, it's toxic over there, so I told them they could stay here. You told them? My voice sounded far away. I decided they can use the downstairs room, it wasn't being used. That's Dad's study. It was Dad's study, he corrected. He's gone, Caroline. The words felt like a slap. Where are his things? I threw most of it out, some old papers, furniture was in the way. My vision blurred. You threw it out without asking me, without asking Mom. It was junk. I don't remember raising my voice, but I must have. Patricia's laughter stopped. My mother appeared at the top of the stairs, her expression pale but composed. It's late, she said softly. Let them stay tonight. She chose peace, as always. But peace built on disrespect is just surrender. The next morning I found Daniel asleep on the couch again. The kitchen was a disaster. Beer cans, plates crusted with sauce. Patricia handed me a laundry basket. Sweetheart, can you add these to your wash? You're so good at this, my other daughter-in-law never helps. The entitlement was effortless. I called Daniel's brother, Mark, that afternoon. They can't stay here, I said. This is my parents' home. Look, Mark replied, exhausted. Mom doesn't want to be here with my wife, and honestly, we need the space too. Daniel said it was fine. He hung up before I could argue. Over the next few days, Patricia and Richard occupied the second floor constantly. They claimed the couch because Richard's knees hurt. They watched television loudly. Patricia commented on my cooking, criticized the brand of detergent. My mother stopped using her computer downstairs because they had taken over the desk area. Instead, Daniel told me casually, she went to an internet cafe with friends. An internet cafe? My 65-year-old mother who barely liked driving at night. She has friends nearby. He added, my parents don't, stop being selfish. Selfish? That word echoed. I went to City Hall the next day. I picked up information about property ownership and legal separation. Quietly. 3 days later, I received a call from the junk removal company Daniel had used. They still had my father's belongings in storage, waiting to process the items. I arranged to have everything transferred to a secure warehouse. That evening, I gave my mother the storage key. We'll bring his things back, I promised. She touched my hand. You shouldn't mistreat Daniel's parents, she whispered. After I'm gone, they'll be your only family. I took a breath. I'm filing for divorce. She studied me for a long moment. Then she told me something I never knew. Your father transferred the house into your name last year. We didn't tell Daniel, we wanted you protected, in case life turned unpredictable. My knees nearly gave out. Protected. The next morning, I placed the divorce papers in front of Daniel. You're overreacting, he scoffed. Fine, we'll sell the house. You can't, I said calmly. It's legally mine. His face drained of color. If I hadn't married you, I could have had children, he spat. That was the final crack. The doorbell rang. Movers entered. My mother had arranged everything. Patricia and Richard's belongings were packed neatly and labeled for delivery to Mark's house. You can't do this, Daniel shouted. You did things your way, my mother replied steadily. Now we're doing ours. At that exact moment, Daniel's phone buzzed incessantly. He answered, confused, then turned on the television. Our house was on the local morning news. A segment about elder financial and emotional displacement had gone viral overnight. My mother had posted anonymously about what was happening. The story had spread. Photos blurred but recognizable, viewers outraged. Daniel's workplace had already seen it. Within 2 weeks, he signed the divorce papers without negotiation. He moved out quietly. The house grew still again. We returned my father's desk to its place. His glasses rested where they had before. For the first time in months, my mother used the downstairs living room without hesitation. But life had another lesson waiting for me. A few months after the divorce was finalized, Patricia called unexpectedly. I'm going to Cancun, she said brightly. A little getaway, you should come. I froze. Cancun. Yes, life's short, sweetheart. Later that week, I learned something else. During the months Daniel claimed his parents were financially struggling, he had secretly diverted money we'd saved for them, into personal indulgences. Expensive bars, casino nights, a side life I never knew about. He had used my fear for his parents' well-being as leverage. When confronted, he admitted it, said he needed an escape. That was when I understood fully. It was never about space, or grief, or family. It was about entitlement. About control. About assuming I would endure quietly. I didn't. Today, it's just my mother and me in this house. I still have bad health days, I still worry about the future, but I know this: I am not weak. This house is more than wood and drywall. It is my father's careful planning, my mother's resilience, my proof that protection can look like paperwork signed in secret love. Sometimes I sit by the bay window and think about the night I felt like a stranger here. I don't anymore. If you've ever felt displaced in your own life, if someone tried to rewrite your story without your consent, remember this: you have more power than you think. Thank you for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe to Young Storytellers, and share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them.